And CeCe, my name is Chuck Williams. Ladies and gentlemen, it is going to be an awesome interview tonight. We have one of the best leaders on the Cepeda team is going to be my guest tonight. And I just kind of wanted you to hear from her and her perspective on why Isagenix. So CeCe, I wanted you to start out tonight. First of all, I want to congratulate you, as everyone on the call does, for hitting the top of the pay plan with Isagenix. You are a brand new executive, and we all want to congratulate you on that. And that's really what all of you, if you want to do this as a business, that's what you want to strive to be as an executive. It's the top of the pay plan. There's some incredible benefits, and we may get into that a little bit later. But right now, CeCe, I want you to kind of just, a lot of people don't know who you are. And those of us that do are very impressed with what you've been able to accomplish in your short career. Can you kind of just give us your background before Isagenix, some of the things you've accomplished, some of the things you're most proud of? And I know it's not cool to brag about yourself, but we want you to right now. We want to hear some of your real successes from your past. So please share with us.
Absolutely. You know, it's interesting. I am one of those people who's been an entrepreneur since I could remember. Chuck, literally, I started my first business. I was in the 5th grade. I used to sell Pac-Man shaped French fries outside of my home. And for those of you who are millennials, a Pac-Man is a little character, and it looked like this and had a little eye. And I used to cut potatoes in the shape of a Pac-Man and sell them outside my home, because I learned early on that the margins were better on Pac-Man fries than on lemonade stand. So like literally, Chuck, for me, entrepreneurism was born then. And I've continued to do that. And I certainly have had jobs, a number of jobs throughout my life. But, I've just always wanted to be in business. And, finally at age, I started a number of businesses, but finally at age 34, something stuck. And I grew my real estate business. I had started investing, and I grew my real estate business from 0 to $5 million. And so that was super duper fun. But here's the challenge. When the market shifted, everything else shifted, and that $5 million turned into negative $2 million. I was $2 million in debt, right? So, 36 months later, I dust myself off. I really did a lot of work to heal my heart and created another 7-figure business, this time in IT consulting. And it was a great business. Life was good. And then I decided to sell that company to my former husband. So there it goes again. So I found myself a few years ago, having created these amazing businesses, but at a point where I needed to again and go back and work a job, right? Anybody else? Am I the only entrepreneur that's ever had to go back and get a job at some point? Right. Exactly. Thank you. I'm not alone. And so a few years ago, I was working a job. It was a great job. I was working for this international speaker, motivational speaker. Her name was Lisa Nichols. Maybe some of you have heard of her. And I was working with her as the director of global partnerships, and really forming these amazing, beautiful partnerships with people across the world, including this little company we may have heard of called Isagenix. And I drank one of these little Isagenix shakes and fell in love with it. And then somebody told me, girlfriend said, well, let's do it together. It has a side effect that we'll have more energy and release weight. And I fell in love. I literally fell in love. I started the system. I lost about 33 pounds. My husband released 92 pounds, Chuck. And people kept asking us what we were doing, and I would share. And because I would continuously share with people, within not too long of a time, I was able to release my job and really focus on Isagenix full time as an opportunity that would create financial freedom and abundance for my husband. Because what I recognize, Chuck, is that in my other businesses, I've had financial success, right? $5 million business, $1 million business. I had a couple 6-figure businesses. But this will be the first time. Isagenix will be my 3rd 7-figure business. Okay? Mark my words. But it's the one that'll give me the financial freedom that I've been looking for all this time.
CeCe, that leads us right into the next question, which is, why Isagenix? And right now, not so much the Sapea team or the comp plan or some of the other great things, but primarily the Cougars and the infrastructure that's in place, the international possibilities. Why Isagenix? Why is that the one you're hitching your wagon to, staking your reputation to? Why Isagenix?
Absolutely. Here's my thing. When I'm going to tell you guys, like, I'm being real honest. I was the network marketing snob before Isagenix, right? Like it's like, excuse me, I own real businesses. I have office spaces and employees and payroll. Who would do a network marketing business? Literally, that was my thinking before Isagenix. And, and just the fact that I just fell in love with these products and I knew that I would do them. I knew that I would do them for the rest of my life. I knew that they would be in my body every day for the rest of my life. I knew that I would put them in my mother's body every day, my husband, my mother-in-law. We knew that. But something kept, and I made, friends kept asking me what I was doing and I would tell them and I was excited and I made a couple grand. And what happened was that few $1,000s opened up a space of possibility for me. And I just kept asking my husband, like, what if this really does work? What if, I could make more money doing this than I do, traipsing across the world 175 days a year with this woman. And so that space of possibility just led me to be open. And when I became open, again, I then approached it from a strictly business perspective. Now, let me evaluate this the way I would vet any other business that I was going to buy or become a part of or start. And so I did. I looked at the leadership of the company. I really wanted to see who were the management team. What did they do? Like when I started looking into what Jim Coover had done in the past and what Kathy had done in the past, like it was amazing what they have done. When I looked at what Travis Garza had accomplished in his previous life and what Travis Ogden had done and saw that this is the kind of management team we were putting together. I have been coaching and speaking and sharing all for years and years and years. I've always said money follows management. So when I saw this kind of management team, I knew that the money would follow. So that was one part that really made a difference for me. But then I'm a person that, I truly believe numbers don't lie. Okay. And so I just started looking at, okay, not necessarily our compensation plan, but the results produced by our compensation plan and the results produced by others. And when I started understanding that, you guys, I was blown away. I want you to hear this. The network marketing industry did $751 billion with a B in 2017, okay? Isagenix was 0.5% of that industry. 0.5%, right? Our little, almost $1 billion a year. Here's the difference. Of the network marketing industry, it created 500 millionaires in 2017. 500 millionaires. Of those millionaires, and that's $1 million a year earners. Of those $1 million a year earners, almost 6%, 5.8% of them are with Isagenix. So wait a minute, we're only 0.5% of the industry, but almost 6% of its seven-figure earners. Let me be real. I just told you guys, this will be my third seven-figure business. So I was looking for a place that didn't just allow a seven-figure business owner to pop up because they were special. I wanted one where the plan actually created seven-figure income earners. It was designed to do that. It didn't happen by mistake. And so when I started seeing things like that, I knew that this was real. Like I knew that I knew it was real. I knew that if they could do it, and I'll tell you another kind of little thing that helped me, especially because when I was getting over my, network marketing snobism, I was fortunate enough that because I was working with Lisa, and Lisa and I were partnering with, the Isagenix were our partners. I had the fortune of meeting and being close personal friends with a number of Isagenix millionaires that I didn't know were Isagenix millionaires. They were just my friends. Their names were just, that was my friend, Chris and Lori. Lori Harder happened to make about $1.7 million a year. That just happened to be my friend. Peter Kelly just happened to be my friend. I didn't know what she was doing, who she was. And I mean, this was 4 years ago, you guys. I had no clue who they were. I happened to be friends with this lady, what's her name? Jessica Johnston. And these are my friends. And so as I developed these relationships with them, I'm like, wait a minute. And once I really got involved in Isagenix and saw who they were, and then more importantly, what they were earning. And I knew that, these were regular everyday people, and again, I knew if they could do it, I could do it. And I knew that this was a vehicle that was really going to allow people to do that.
That's excellent. That's exactly what I wanted to hear. Now I want you to shift gears a little bit and let's talk about the products for a few minutes. I heard some great transformation stories, yourself included. Give us a couple of examples like your husband. That's a lot of weight to shed. How do you do that?
So my husband has the best weight release story in all of Isagenix, okay? My husband did Isagenix his own way, okay? My husband has never done a cleanse day, not ever once, 3.5 years, never done a cleanse day. My husband has always used milk or almond milk in his shake every single day. My husband just started taking Ionics about 6 months ago, right? He did everything his own way. The only thing he consistently did was put 2 shakes in his body every day. And I remember, and it was actually a fun story. When I first started Isagenix, my husband was like, I'm not doing that. And he was using another shake company, Herbalife, and he wasn't getting any results. I mean, literally, in the 3 months where I first started, where he wasn't on, I had released 30 pounds, and him using Herbalife released 10. And I literally worked out about 5 times in those 3 months. My husband was working out literally 5 days a week. And so when he saw that, he was like, one day he just came into me and he's like, baby, can I try one of your shakes? And he's just been addicted to it ever since. So I never pushed him. Baby, you got to do this. It was never any of that. It was all natural. It was all him. And when he tried it, he fell in love with it. And so fast forward, it was about, 8 months later, my husband's a speaker, so he travels all the time. And on this particular trip, it was his first long away trip where he didn't have his shakes with him. And so I remember him coming home and he walked in the door and I'm trying to hug him from the airport. And he's literally making a beeline to the kitchen. And he's making his shake and he's like, I'm never going without my shakes again. And it was just such vindication that, yes, if that dude who grew up, we grew up in inner city Cleveland, Ohio. He grew up with a mother who is from Mississippi, okay? He grew up on fried chicken and collard greens and cornbread. And if that dude could do it, anybody could do it.
Well, Herb Cepeda tells us the 2 shakes are the secret. 2 shakes a day and you're good to go. There's so many products. There's over 100 products. The Isagenesis is one of my favorite. The science behind these products is amazing. This is not a product call, but I want you as a guest to understand that we have products that absolutely positively work. They're guaranteed or your money back. And, we don't fake this excitement. This is genuine excitement about these products. They have an emotional result in our bodies. They transform our bodies and our lives. And you can't help but want to share with other people. So, CeCe, let's shift gears just for sake of time.
Wait, but you know what? Give me 10 seconds because I want to say this.
Take your time. We're good.
You talk about Isagenesis. I get almost emotional talking about Isagenesis because when my mom was, when she started Isagenix, she was 74 years old. And all I put her on in the beginning was a 1 shake a day and Isagenesis. I literally watched my mother age backwards 5 years in 10 days with that product. I mean, lines, the lines were gone on her face. Her face was smooth. The people at church were like, Louise, what are you doing? And she was like, well, I don't know. My baby girl gave me some youth juice. I don't know. Right. But I literally remember saying to myself, like looking at her saying, I'm getting emotional now, saying, if her face just aged backwards 5 years. If the inside of her body responded the way the outside of her body did to these products, did I just buy another 5 years with my mother? And Chuck, I don't know the answer to that, but the thought of that makes me never, ever, ever allow that woman to not have those products in her body.
All right. Well, let's talk about that for a minute, because I want you to shift gears and talk about the compensation plan. And two aspects here, both ends of the spectrum. There are a lot of people on this call that cannot relate to 7 figures a year. That just doesn't, it's just beyond their comprehension. That's not of interest to them. For you and me, that's our goal.
Yeah.
But for a lot of people, they just want to get their products paid for. So let's address that first, and then we'll peel the onion back just a little bit to let them know the big picture and the possibility of the 7 figures. So let's do both sides of the spectrum.
Okay.
For instance, your mom, you want to make sure that she's making enough income to pay for her products. How would a person go about doing that?
You know what? I have a really simple system, Chuck, that I teach everybody who starts on my team, whether they come in just for the products, okay? And they all they want is to, have more energy or lose weight or whatever. Whether they come in for the products or whether they come in like you and I to hit a financial home run. The first start for everybody is something I call 1, 2, 3, eat for free. Okay. I want everybody to eat for free. Here's how it sounds. Step 1, when you get started, I want you to join the Isagenix Challenge. It's a 16-week challenge. It's absolutely free to join. You're going to be using the products anyway. So upload your before pictures into this secure system, right? And then use the products for 16 weeks. Upload your after pictures and write a little paragraph. Guys, just for doing that, the company is going to give you $200 in free food. Okay. So that's step 1 in step 1, 2, and 1, 2, 3, eat for free. Get $200 free food, free product coupon just for being a part of the Isagenix Challenge. All right. So here's step 2. Step 2 is I want you, all of us know that most of us have read the U.S. News World Report article that came out a few years back that said there was some scientific research done that proved if 3 people started an accountability group around fitness, they were 80% more likely to hit their health goals. 3 people started a fitness accountability group, 80% more likely to hit their goal. Our system actually pays you, allows you to eat for free to set you up for success. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to find your 2 accountability partners. These are 2 people that just want to get healthy with you, that want to, have more energy with you. They want to, lose weight with you or gain lean muscle or go to the gym, whatever it is. You're going to help your 2 accountability partners get started. Okay. When you help those 2 partners in the same week, let's say they start with the value pack. It's our most popular system. Our company is going to give you $450. That's free food, you guys. That's free food. That's step 2, okay? So I want you to help your 2 accountability partners get started. That's step 2 and 1, 2, 3 for free. Here's step 3. I want you to, we're going to go a little further. We're going to help you start 5 people, because when you help a total of 5 people get started, our company is going to give you a $140 box of our award-winning nutritional system that includes that Isagenix that makes me emotional, that made my sweet little mother age backwards. You're going to receive an entire month's supply of that award-winning nutritional vitamin system. $140 in free groceries just for helping 5 accountability partners. So no matter what you come here for, 1, 2, 3, eat for free is your first step. Does that make sense, you guys? Yes? All right. Can we all do that? And can we all help everybody who gets started do exactly that?
Absolutely. That's great. So let's shift gears for just a minute. And again, I don't want to go too much into the details of the compensation plan. There are videos that go into the details. But for someone like you and myself to say we're going to earn a 7-figure income annually with this company, how in the world can that be possible?
Because here's what we're doing. All we're doing is building a network of global consumers who are absolutely excited to continue using these products because they work, because they taste delicious, and because they get paid to do it, right? And so literally that's what we're doing. So the larger we grow our network, the more residual income we earn. So I want you to think about it this way. So I want you to think about it this way. Just imagine for a moment Facebook. Let's just start there. Just imagine for a moment Facebook. And, you know, there was a time when Facebook only had, you know, one person, right? And then that one person, it shared it with two people, and then there was three. You know, and then those three people shared it with two more people, and it just kept growing and growing and growing. And now we have however many, 2, 5, 4 billion, I don't know how many billions of people are a part of Facebook without one dime spent on advertising. Without one dime spent on advertising. You'd be amazed at how far your influence, your impact will go. Our system is just going to track that for you and make sure that somebody gets paid. Here's the deal. You know, because in Isagenix, we operate in a teamwork fashion. You get to be in business for yourself, but you're not in business by yourself, right? There's an entire team of people who are here to support you. And not just support you in terms of, hey, hop on this call, or hey, I'll do a call with you. I mean, support you in terms of helping people, enrolling people that are going to become a part of your team. I tell people all the time, listen, in Isagenix, you know, you're probably going to make money whether you try to or not. Now, if you don't want the money, it's perfectly okay. I can show you some different charities that you can donate it to or things like that. But you're going to make money whether you want to or not. But if you're open to receiving that money, let me teach you how to do it. Let me teach you how to do it the right way, the way our team teaches people how to do it. And whether you want to continue to give that charity or partially fund that charity and use the rest for your family, it's totally up to you, but the sky's the limit.
Well, CeCe, the company is 17 years old. We just celebrated our 17th anniversary recently. We just opened up South Korea this past weekend. Boy, I sure wish I would have got started 10 years ago. Talk to us about the timing right now.
So listen, I almost get giddy with excitement when I think about the timing. Okay. So let me tell you guys what happened for me. Now, I don't want to confuse anybody, but if you remember that concept, right? That as people start in Isagenix, a part of our team, after you have started, right? They become a part of your team, right? They become a part of your team, and all of the volume, all of the points, we call them points. Every product in Isagenix has a point value associated with it, right? And all of those points roll up into your Isagenix bank account. No matter whether I started that person or Chuck started that person or Joni started that person, it doesn't matter. All the points roll up. And for anybody who started on your team after you, all those points rolled up to you. So let me tell you what happened for me, Chuck. I was fortunate enough that I came on this team right before something happened called South Korea. And overnight, another 250 people were on my team because somebody way up here, right, way above me, this great guy named Kwang Soo, had enrolled all of these folks, and they came in after me. So they became a part of my team. So right now, and they're growing and growing and growing. It's probably doubled by now. And so I have all these amazing Koreans. They're builders. Guys, I can't pronounce their name. Their names are in Korean script, right? But I benefit from what they do because they came into the system after me. Here's the beauty when it comes to timing. China is our next country to open. And it happens sometime in the next few months. We don't know exactly when. Call it 4 to 6 months. So what happened with Korea, I truly believe that'll be doubled or tripled in China. 40%. Listen, guys, again, I'm a business person, so I'm looking at the big picture, right? 40% of the network marketing industry. Remember I talked about that the $171 billion industry? 40% of that industry is in China, Korea, and Japan. 40%. So when we are a part of that economy, And they fall in love with these products the way people here have fallen in love with them, the way people in Korea have, the way people in London have, or England have, the way people in Spain have, the way people in Australia have. When China falls in love with these companies, we're going to see a rising of the tides for all of us, right? For all of us. So if you're not a part of this system right now, I'm going to tell you, here's a good friend of mine. When I originally joined Isagenix, a good friend of mine said this to me, and I'm going to pass on this piece of advice to you. He said, CeCe, because I wasn't thinking about the business, right, at all. I was just wanting to use the product. He said to me, CeCe, try the products out. I mean, you like the products, right? Try them. He said, let me share this with you. Let me recommend this. Just do enough of Isagenix just to stay active, right? Like it's like 150, 160 bucks a month. Just buy that much Isagenix groceries just to stay active, because you're going to collect these points, and the points will turn into money should you ever decide you want to do something different. You guys, that's the best piece of advice I've ever gotten in my entire life. And I follow that. And that man, whose name happens to be David Wood, was absolutely right. And it truly blessed me.
Great job tonight. I got one more question for you. But before I give you that question, on all these Cepeda calls, we run our company and this system by the Cepedas with total integrity. And so I need to make this disclaimer. You've heard some pretty phenomenal testimonials, both on the income side and on the product side. There are no guarantees except for our money-back guarantee for the product. There's no guarantee you're going to lose a massive amount of weight quickly, or that you're going to make $1 million a year. It takes a lot of work, and you might work hard and not make that kind of money. There's a lot of variables that go into a business. So you want to go to isagenixearnings.com, read about the average earnings and the different things. It's a phenomenal opportunity. The compensation plan is fair for all of us, but those disclaimers are very, very important also. So CeCe, I want you to wrap up our call. We have a lot of guests and new people on this call right now live, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people that share this with people that are going to be brand new. If I'm brand new, I'm excited. I've listened to this whole recording. I'm ready to get started. What do I do?
Listen, if you're ready to get started, here's what I want you to do. I want you to get back with the person who invited them to you, right? Who invited you to this call or shared this call with you. And I want you to tell them to help you get started with one of 2 packs, right? I want to set you up for success. So I'm going to tell you about the packs that are going to help set you up for success. The first one is for anybody who thinks anybody else in their household is going to be nibbling on the superfoods in their pantry, and that's called the Ultimate Pack, right? I love that system. It's $10.99, and what it does is going to give you enough products for you and your spouse for about a month, right? And I love that it was tax deductible. So for my husband and I, that's what we did, right? But another option is the value pack, and that's only $5.89. And what that's going to do is going to jumpstart your health and wellness journey. It's going to reinvent your relationship with food, and it's going to totally begin to shift the health inside of your body. It's going to give you all of our essential systems. It's going to give you the absolute overall best experience, and it's the best value. It's my highest and best recommendation. So you tell that person who invited you to this call that you're ready to get started, that you want to transform your life physically and financially, and that you want to get started with one of those systems, okay? But the point is, just get started, right? Do your body and do your bank account that favor.
Amen. CeCe, great job tonight. I'm going to open up the lines real quick. I want to give everybody the opportunity to just congratulate CeCe as being our newest executive. So everyone, congratulations, CeCe.
Hey,
Congratulations, CeCe.
Good job.